Hi, all. Kinsey Schofield here. First of all, I just wanted to thank everyone that's reached out and asked how I am, asked how the dogs are. We're okay. We are currently safe. Tired and so sad over everything that's going on. And it's just every time you turn on the news, there's a new fire, or the numbers have shifted, and it's far scarier than it was the last time you checked. Here are the latest numbers that I have for you, because I'm literally watching live updates. These fires have killed at least five individuals, and over 100,000 people have been under a mandatory evacuation order. And like, I think it was over 2,000 structures. It was a large number of structures that have been destroyed throughout this. The latest on the fires obviously broke out Wednesday in the Hollywood Hills area of central Los Angeles. This is separate from the fire that took out all of the celebrity homes that you've heard about throughout the day on Wednesday. This is a new fire. So I believe we lost the five in yesterday's fire, but unfortunately, they are concerned that that number will rise. It says a new wildfire broke out on Wednesday evening in the Hollywood Hills, in an area of central Los Angeles associated with the American film industry, as emergency crews struggled against several other devastating blazes that were raging out of control and forcing desperate evacuations. This is the new 20-acre blaze, the Sunset Fire, and it was burning near hiking trails and secluded mansions. Officials issued a mandatory evacuation order, and this was in this area that bordered Mulholland Drive and Hollywood Boulevard. And yeah, it's near the iconic Hollywood sign. So I did choose not to use my Hollywood backdrop today, right now, because sadly, I don't know if I'm gonna, I don't want to cry. Sadly, I'm not sure I'll wake up to it. I mean, that's how bad everything is here. Um, Now, everybody's talking about all the celebrities that have lost their homes. We'll run down those names because I know a lot of people are curious about it. But I do want to stress that we know people that are not celebrities and that are not wealthy. And I know some people are thinking, poor Paris Hilton has lost one of her homes. Um, but there are people that aren't that level of wealth and success. I mean, there are also people that retired there. I mean, acting is such a weird job where sometimes you have work and sometimes you don't. And if you're smart, you put your money in wise places. Some would consider real estate one of those things. I've seen one actor say, the home I was leaving to my children is gone, So some of these people, they likely won't be able to rebuild. Not everybody is a celebrity, and I think we need to keep that in mind. But if you're looking to help anybody, if you're curious as to how you can help any of the people affected by the fires, there are a couple of different ways. You can donate to the Los Angeles Fire Department. It's support lafd.kindful.com. This is an emergency fund alert. Your local LAFD firefighters need your help to save lives and protect property during this wildfire, it says. These donations will go towards hydration backpacks so that the firefighters can be on the front lines of a wildfire for up to 12 hours. That's incredible, considering the fact that yesterday they ran out of water 3 times while trying to fight those fires. So that's one of the Los Angeles Fire Department Fund is one of the ways. I've seen also people, American Red Cross. You can support the Red Cross. You can make a donation online or call 1-800-733-2767 or text Red Cross to 90999. California Fire Foundation is another way that you can donate online. Canine Rescue Club is a network of caregivers who foster dogs, and they're looking for volunteers to offer temporary foster care for dogs displaced by the fire. I also posted a list of shelters that you can take not only your small animals to, but your large. Like there are shelters for horses. There are a lot of things set up. Of course, GoFundMe. I always am cautious when it comes to GoFundMe. Make sure that you are working with something official and not somebody trying to take advantage of a situation. The one that the Los Angeles Times links to is titled Wildfire Relief Fund 2025. But yeah, just a couple, there's just a couple of different ways that you can help out the Salvation Army if you're curious. California Community Foundation, a million other places. And I found that list on the LA Times. And again, I know that the juicy stuff, what the internet wants and what the internet's going to click on is what celebrities have been affected by it. And we'll discuss that now. But I'd also just like to remind you, Spencer Pratt is somebody that's been nothing but completely kind to me. I was so heartbroken for Spencer and Heidi, and I mean, it was really bizarre because I feel like I've been inside Spencer's house because of how open they are on social media, and that house is burned to the ground. We've got friends that we work with that are sending us video, and there's nothing left. Let's just go over some of the names of individuals that have been affected by these fires. Paris Hilton being one of them. I believe it was her home in Malibu, right on the beach. It's a beautiful beachfront property, is how Page Six described it. She purchased that house for $8.4 million with her husband, Heidi, and Spencer Pratt. Spencer documenting all of it in real time on Instagram. It was devastating. He did post a picture on Instagram. He said one positive sign of the fire was that his son's bed burned in the shape of a heart, and he posted the picture of that, which was very haunting. I mean, can you believe Leighton Meester and Adam Brody? That absolutely shocked me. We just saw them on the Globes carpet where they were so sweet and in love. I'm devastated for them and the loss of their home. They have two children. It was a 6-bedroom house. Their home is gone. I'm so very sorry. Miles Teller, Top Gun, absolutely precious young man. I've interviewed him before. He's a sweetheart. Lost his house. Eugene Levy was actually, did you see the lines of cars? People were stuck trying to get out of the area, and he was in that mess, and some people were so desperate that they just left their cars, and they had to bring like huge machines to squish people's cars out of the way so that emergency crews could get through, and so that people could, if they were waiting, have a chance to make it out. Let's see who else is on this list. Anthony Hopkins, affected by this. Oh my goodness, completely burned down. Page Six has a photo of his home burned to the ground. Billy Crystal, who we're seeing a lot of lately, he says that he loved the neighborhood he lived in 2018. It was the perfect combination of the present and the future. I did see Steve Martin on my Instagram posting about how he was postponing some tour dates, that he was safe, but there was some devastation. Both, so it was Steve Martin and Martin Short that are postponing some tour dates because of the fires. John Goodman, listed here as well. Reduced to ashes is how Page Six described his home. It literally breaks you. Diane Warren, it breaks your heart. Wow. This is the last picture I took of Leah's rock from my beach house. She said, I've had this house for almost 30 years. That is so devastating. Fergie, this is the Black Eyed Peas. According to TMZ, it was in danger of burning down, but at the time of this rioting, it still had a fighting chance. Photos obtained by TMZ showed helicopters monitoring the damage from above as first responders attempted to salvage any properties they could. She has not commented. You've seen, I don't know if you've seen some of the pictures of Ben Affleck that have been circulating. He was forced to evacuate his home and headed over to his ex-wife, Jennifer Gardner's home, who lives nearby, but apparently was not under an evacuation order. So a lot of names that you recognize on that list, but James Woods, I don't know if you've seen him on TV crying. I mean, he said that he recently had his insurance yanked from him. So how do you process this today? I mean, how do you move forward? I saw him crying on CNN over that. He's completely heartbroken over the loss of his home. And on Twitter, he said, thanks to all the wonderful people who reached out to him and his family. They were able to evacuate safely. I do not know at this moment if our home is still standing, but sadly, houses on our little street are not, he says. James Wood breaks down in tears, recounting destruction of home in California fire. So, yeah, absolutely thinking of him at this time. Mark Hamill from Star Wars. He said it's the most horrific fire since 1993. Oh, I saw this too. Mandy Moore evacuated safe with kids, dog, and cats. But I do believe that she lost her home as well. Jennifer Love Hewitt said, I have no words, only prayers, and holding as much hope as I can for our home and our kids while we watch everything burn. Steve Guttenberg is also on this list. Whitney Cummings. She, I know, is going out of her way to help people rescue their horses. Maria Shriver was desperately begging people on social media, begging firefighters to come out. If they had any experience, they were hoping for some help in that arena. The last update I have here is Los Angeles firefighters are battling a structure fire in a 4-story home in Studio City. I mean, the most intense fire activity in the Sunset Fire is on the southwestern side where helicopters are engaged. According to the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, on the eastern side, there are active flames within the interior of the fire. I mean, I think what's so scary is a lot of these fires, like even with the Pacific Palisades, people felt like they were off and away. And with the Hollywood Hills fire, it felt like it was getting really close to, like the metro, really lively area, with a lot more activity. So just been a pretty scary last 48 hours, and hoping that things settle down soon. The winds were absolutely not as bad today as they were yesterday. Yesterday, it was frightening. The smoke in the air was, I mean, it caused a headache. You felt like it smelled like a bonfire. Today, everybody was kind of like processing what had happened yesterday, and then the Hollywood Hills fire happened. So we're just hoping for some relief. I'm sorry this is such a serious video, but I was incapable of getting on here and talking about anything else or faking any sort of joy, because this has been a bad couple of days. And my thoughts are with all of the people that are affected by this. I'm so sorry. This has been a scary time. If you are out here and you need help from me, reach out to me personally. I'll do as much as I can. But yeah, it's been a tough couple of days. And while we did just go down this long list of people that were celebrities, real people, normal people, people that aren't famous and don't have a ton of money in the bank, those people exist too. So think about if you're looking for a way to help, think about the Red Cross or think about reaching out to our firefighters, because I know that they are in desperate need. And watch our mayor ignore questions from media on repeat like I have today. I've watched that video like 20 times of Karen Bass just completely ignoring the questions that are being thrown at her when she landed off of her victory, I don't know, Instagram trip so that she could get some content for the gram. I don't know what that was. But thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. And I'm sorry that this wasn't happy. I wish that this was a happier update, but there was nothing else I could talk about today. It was just impossible for me to. And again, my heart is heavy for everyone that's lost something. I'm so, so, so sorry. And let's build back better and stronger as much as we can.